Dear God, please bring through only the highest, most beneficial messages to support and uplift any soul who tunes in to this reading. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My air purifier is going off because of the incense. That's how you know they work. Oh! Maybe it is a collective message. I'll put it on eco. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay, so collective message. So first of all, we have the Tower, which it depends upon your personality type, but some people love the Tower, myself included, because this is the divine intervention of the universe, of the elements, of the matrix, taking down outside of your conscious choice and decision the things that are no longer serving you. And oftentimes in the 3D reality, this looks like destruction, decimation. It can be difficult for our egos to process the loss and the breakdown and the rapid change of whatever this is. If you're someone who can sense the subtle energy behind what's going on, you might actually feel relief when there is a Tower moment happening in a circumstance where others might normally feel despair, and you'll just have this inner knowing of, wow, why do I actually feel so relieved that this is happening? When on paper, this would not be considered necessarily a good thing. But what's so beautiful about it is that you're not being asked to make the hard choice. It's being made for you because there is something better waiting for you. So embrace the destruction when it is beyond your control, and trust that something higher and more beautiful is trying to come together for you. So that is happening. And then we have the Two of Pentacles and we have the Three of Pentacles. You guys, we got cut out because my iPhone was out of storage. I gotta go back to this collective message. I put him back in the pile. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles is this energy where there is a lot going on. Your focus is not just on one thing. You might be juggling many balls. You might be trying many new things. It could be working several jobs, several creative hobbies. All of a sudden you have more obligations, and this is popping up post the Tower, this sense of destruction that has happened naturally around you so that something more divine can birth anew. And now you're in this new space, and though it might feel like a lot is going on, it is also part of your path that is very important, because you're learning new skills, you are building your character, you're having more experiences that are going to lead you to being a more dynamic player in whatever is next for you. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles is a lot to do with collaboration, working with others, building something that one person could not necessarily do on their own. Okay, wow, you guys, my phone is really giving me a lot of trouble. I'm giving my phone trouble because I need to clear it off. Okay, so I'm just gonna get to the collective message very, very quick. So, basically, we had the tower moment. So something crumbled to the ground without you having to make a tough decision about it. This was beyond you, beyond you having to make any moves. So it could be looked at as something that happened to you or something that happened for you so that something greater could come through without there having to be the lag of time, especially because as humans, oftentimes it takes us a while to figure out and then decide how we are going to make a move as big as the tower, destroy something that quickly so that something can be born again really quickly. I mean, this isn't something that's generally necessarily easy in the short term, but in the long term, it is easier because it happens faster. Okay, so then from the tower, we're coming to the space of the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles, you're juggling a lot, you're trying a lot of new things. It kind of feels like you're just having to be so dynamic and in the moment. And that is the advice here, is to be dynamic and be in the moment and flow with what is happening, because you're meant to experience multiple options. You're meant to build new skills, learn new things, and kind of just pick up all the information and grow through these experiences. So then you know more clearly what you want and you have more to offer where you get next, which is this Three of Pentacles. And in the Three of Pentacles, you've found people who have the same soul mission as you do, and you have people who you're in alignment with, who are also whole and complete within themselves and have been working on themselves, have been building their character, have been remembering unique skills and talents from past lifetimes, who have been refining and are full-on players in this game. And you're coming together to go faster together and farther together, because I think in the Aquarian age, when you are in alignment and you come into alignment with the right people, it's not just that you go farther with others, you can also go faster with them. So link up with your Starseed Soul Tribe and be open to collaboration and be open to supporting each other to grow in whatever way is relevant in your lifetime right now. Okay, I'm gonna show you the piles and you can choose, and we'll do a crystal for each pile. So this is pile 1, and this is pile 2. And finally, this is pile 3. So use your intuition. Oh my gosh, I showed you a card there. Don't let that deter you. There are swords in every pile. So use your intuition and just feel into which pile is calling out for you. You really can't go wrong. Okay, so pile 1. Let's look at the cards we have for you. Okay, we have 28, Epsilon modulation. I'm gonna have to read the description for these ones. Literally, that's what it says. And then you have number 18, Ascension, the Rainbow Bridge. 2 8s already. Oh, here's another 8. 7th Ray of Ritual, Order and Ceremony. Card 4-4, equaling 8. And then we have the Shark. And we have Ace of Wands. Epsilon modulation. Gather your energies and go within to regenerate. Let your actions match your inner rhythms. Rather than trying to force yourself to keep pace with external cues, commit to your own nature, timing, and pace. As you ground and connect to your center, you will realize your spiritual power to be at cause in any situation of concern. You have such goodness and light within you. Let go of shaming or blaming. Embrace the spiritual beauty within. Okay, this is incredible. I think one of the most profound spiritual realizations that you can come across is that you are the cause in your reality. And so we can get caught on the rat race of constantly reacting to life happening outside of us. And then it's this perpetual loop of situation, reaction, situation, reaction, situation, reaction, and things feel very out of control. But when you can go within and find this internal peace and choose how you want to respond to any external situation, that is like almost the first level. You start to respond to things in your reality in a more calm, a more neutral way, and you become this balance point, and then things start to calm down. Things will still happen because we're not in 100% control of this reality matrix we're living in, but we do have a large percentage of control. And once we stop having that hectic situation reaction loop and we start to respond from a more neutral space, then we start to see things calm and shift and change. And from that point, you can take it a step further where you can realize that you can actually cause an effect. And a lot of times when we feel triggered about something happening outside of us, it's because of a belief we have that we're going to be unsafe. We are going to, some sort of fear is triggered about not being good enough or not being safe or something along those lines. And when we can start to realize that and instead come forth with a perspective, like change the way we see, and we decide what we want the cause to be of our reality, then you can start to shift and change the things around you. Because oftentimes when we believe something is going to go a certain way, it does because we believe that it will. And this reality is in some ways a program to confirm what beliefs and programs we have in our subconscious mind. Of course, there are things that go beyond this, and I'm not saying that one is at fault or the cause for everything that happens in this world, because that's just like absolutely not true. But you do have the power to cause effect in your immediate reality. And that starts with noticing when you're having a belief that's incongruent with what you want to experience. It's creating a state of fear rather than love. And then you shift the way you're seeing things in the moment, and then you watch the experience change. And that is when you become the epsilon modulation, whatever that means, or you realize you're in an epsilon modulation. That like sounds like simulation. And that is also then when you start to become the rainbow bridge, because part of the rainbow bridge, which is this energetic bridge that's taking us from a previous way of existence on this planet, in this collective that we're living in on Earth right now, to the next level of evolution as we ascend across this rainbow bridge. And a lot of souls have come to remember and then be that vibrational bridge and help create it so that other beings can walk across into this new realm of consciousness, of awakening, of realization. And when you start to become a sovereign participant, creator of your own experience, your own reality, from a place of awareness and love and creativity and sovereignty and self-responsibility, you start to build this rainbow bridge for other people to be able to walk across. And you also get to reap the benefits of having walked across this rainbow bridge. And it's like a dissolution of so much suffering, so much fear, and there's so much empowerment. And I'm not saying that everything is perfect, but the liberation happens in consciousness first. And if you've experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. So then we have the seventh ray of ritual, order, and ceremony. Is this the last card? It's the last card, When the gift of the seventh ray enters your life, something new is being formed, something that will benefit your world. There may be an increased interest in magic, ceremony, and ritual for healing purposes. Resonating with the high frequency violet light and Archangel Zadkiel of the seventh ray also helps transmute energy from lower to higher frequency. It is a spiritual cleansing agent that allows the truth of spiritual freedom, empowerment, and choice to be seen, felt, restoring hope and joy to the heart. It is a spiritual cleansing agent that allows the truth of spiritual freedom, empowerment, and choice to be seen and felt, restoring hope and joy to the heart. That is literally exactly what we were just saying, that when enough gets cleared away, you become aware of the truth of your spiritual freedom. There's so much in this world, so much programming that will try to get you to think that you are not free and that you don't have a choice. And that is to get you to consent to a reality where you don't have a choice, but you do. You are the operant power of your reality. You are a divine child of Source, of the universe, of God. The only way that spiritually you are bound is if you decide that you are. So this is all about empowerment and you coming into a state of empowerment as a child of the Rainbow Bridge, as somebody who's awakened to this divine simulation we're in, as somebody who has found the empowerment that comes from realizing that you are spiritually free. And that liberation liberates others. That is the greatest gift that you can be giving, is your own liberation and you walking that path for yourself. And you also have, oh, that wasn't yours. I'm so sorry, not to keep shoving the tower in your face. You have the Ace of Wands. This is a spark of a passionate inspiration within you. There is this whole spiritual idea of the keepers of the flame. And the flame is the spiritual light that dwells within everything. All conscious entities have this spiritual light, this flame within. And it is what keeps us connected to the source of all life and all light. And it's our duty to tend to this flame with our own free will. And there have been times on this planet where we've forgotten and we've looked away and have not tended to the flame, and the flame has literally almost gone out, and beings came from other planets to Earth to hold the one single flame within them, because there always has to be one light for there to be the possibility of others remembering theirs and then awakening theirs, and then like candle flames, like they say in Buddhism, it's just light after light after light. But this light is strong within you now, and it's growing and it's getting brighter, and you're tending to it more, and that leads to greater awareness, and that leads to you being a greater player and participant in this collective awakening and ascension on the planet. So you're doing amazing. Keep tending to this flame. It is unique to you, but it's a fire you'll feel in your soul. And keep feeding it, keep going, and your guides just want you to know how incredibly amazing you're doing and how much of an impact you are having. So never doubt, never ever doubt, always tend the flame. Okay, I almost didn't mention the shark, but the shark is about there being something in your life that you're not being fully honest about. And it might have to do with all of these things: who you really are, what you really know on a deep, deep level. And it's not like you have to go around telling everybody about this in exact detail, but it's safe for you to embody the energy of it without fear. If you have no fear and you are clear in who you are, then that will be reflected back to you. But if you hesitate and you feel like there's something to hide, that dissonance will be reflected back to you. So own who you are and know that that in and of itself is you fulfilling your purpose. Pile 2. Okay, this is yellow, I think it's yellow fluorite. It's for like clarity, unity. So may this bring you all the clarity you need. Okay, so we have card 17, mandala of the heart. And then we have, whoa, wait, this is literally crazy. Okay, then we have card 37, heart transmutation. Then we have the oyster. And then we have the turtle. 2 seashell turtles. And then we have 3 of swords. And the depiction of the 3 of swords is generally 3 swords going through a heart. This is going through a rose, but it's same vibe. Mandala of the heart, 17. Okay, so sometimes aspects of our life fall apart or don't go to plan. Tower. This is so they can come back together in a beautiful new way. Trust in the goodness and the inevitable blessing of your destiny falling into place. Do not trust your fears. Put your faith in the love of your heart. A heartfelt wish is going to manifest. Okay, that's amazing. So this is basically what I was saying in the collective message. If you missed it, go back and watch it. But no matter what is seemingly not going according to plan around you, there is a greater web being woven. And sometimes that requires the burning away of the old, the dismantling of the old. In fact, the greatest things always require the dismantling of something else, so that something else can come together. So there is something that you've been wishing for on a soul level that you require for the fulfillment of your destiny and your self-actualization in this lifetime. And it's, you know what this thing is. It is part of the mandala of your heart, and it is coming together for you. So trust in the way that life is moving right now, regardless of what it looks like. Okay, the heart transmission. And this could have to do with the 3 of swords, which is often some sort of seeming heartbreak. So whatever is happening that feels like it is heartbreak on some level, know that there is a divinity to it. There is a divine hand that is moving the pieces on the chessboard. So this is calling you to have faith. And we have 37, the heart transmission. Your heart is capable not only of giving and receiving love, but of connecting you to a great network of beings that resonate in the highest frequencies of divine love. Through your heart, you can receive information and guidance from networks of light that fill our universe. As you learn to open your heart to receiving these transmissions, your ability to work with group consciousness in a loving way increases. You shall affect humanity in a loving way, influencing the collective rather than allowing the lower frequencies of the collective to overwhelm you. Okay, this is so amazing because this is basically talking about how your heart, when you're connected to it, is connected to the mandala of all hearts everywhere. And so when you tap into the heart and you heal and you clear and you move through whatever this is, this heartbreak, these frequencies, as you open your heart, sometimes that stuff will come up so that you can clear it. And then you're tapped into this higher love frequency and the mandala of all hearts, and you are then adding this positive vibrational output to the collective, and that always reverberates back to you tenfold. And that is such profound work to be doing, because there is so much that goes out in attempt to keep us disconnected from our heart and disconnected from this divine love that we all have within. So much effort is put into keeping us in a state of distraction, reaction, and fear. And so it really is revolutionary to instead be offering a frequency of love and to go beyond fear, connect to the heart space, and then emanate out that power. We are all so connected. So that impact is absolutely massive. And when you are connecting with your heart to the mandala of all hearts, you'll receive information beyond what your logical mind could know. And you'll start to sink into the intricacies of the divine plan that is occurring here. And you will receive so many blessings from being able to walk the path of your own soul destiny in a much more synced up way. It's like when we start to walk on this path of higher destiny, the experiences that happen are like written by a hand way greater than us. And it's awe-inspiring and magical. And that is the blessing of stepping beyond the fear and moving into that space. It's not for nothing. It positively impacts everyone and everything, but also you. It upgrades your entire incarnational experience here on Earth. So that's happening for you. So surrender to it. And then we have the turtle and the oyster. The oyster, patient, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. The focus and the determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything they put their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is the oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. Is it what you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. Okay, this is such a divine message because sometimes the quietest and most unassuming people have the most incredible, beautiful things to share. And a lot of times we receive the programming that to want to share is seen or frowned upon, to want to be seen. And I think it's a sacred duty to share the frequency of who you are as a creator being. We are down here in the likeness and the image of creative source energy, infinite energy. And when we share who we are syncing up as a healthy reflection, fractal of source consciousness itself. And that's why oftentimes we'll feel so good when we create. And I think that if you have something to share it. You never know who you could inspire. You never know who you could touch. And you never want to let other people's programming that was put on you when you're young get in the way of sharing something that your soul genuinely came here to share. Like, we don't want to get to the end of our life and be like, oh shoot, I was meant to not be hiding that in the closet my whole life. Like, get it out, put it on the table. And for the sake of the creation itself, it doesn't have to be about you at all. There is something that you've been feeling called to share with the world. So start to share it. It does not have to be perfect. And the best way to get out of your own way is to depersonalize it. These are things that come through you, and they're looking to have a fit channel to make their way into the ever-flowing, pulsing reality that we're living in. So be that channel. And then more stuff will come through, and it'll feel delicious and amazing. Okay, so the turtle. Ancient soul, grounded, trusting, at home in the self. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. You have a strong relationship with the earth and water elements simultaneously, no matter where your travels lead you. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. It says you collect life experiences under your shell for later use to bring into balance an adventure. Okay, So you're someone who has a lot of stories to share, and you have a lot more adventures to go on, and you'll have a lot more stories to share. So with the oyster, find a way to start to share your story, whether it be in art that you create, a conversation that you have, anything that is going to help to share the frequency of what you've been experiencing, because you have a unique lens and a vibration to share with the planet. And it was for a reason that you feel the call to do these things, to go these places, and then have a deeper desire to synthesize it in some way and share your perspective in some way. So if you haven't been on an adventure in a while, go on an adventure. And if you've been on many and you've been wanting to share the pearls that have been slowly building and being created within you, do that. That's that. Wow, like a really beautiful heart message. Creativity is so connected to the heart as well, and you sharing your heart, which can feel like vulnerable, but not if you depersonalize it. That's such air sign advice, but depersonalize it. Okay, this is the last pile. Try to go a little bit quicker because I have to go do breath work with my roommate. Whoa, okay, I'm hyped we got this card because I saw it and I was like, that seems lit. I want to read about that. Okay, Perfume of Sophia, number 12. Lasya of Parvati, number 32. Divine Talents, number 39. Fish. Whale. Ten of Swords. A lot of cards popped out for this one. Okay, Perfume of Sophia. You will be able to sense the best timing and approach to take. Create space for healing and resolution. Connect to your body and ground yourself in the here and now with body-friendly practices. You will find your way intuitively and instinctively, even through confusing circumstances. For one moment you are sure the answer is no, and the next moment you are sure it is yes. Give up trying to figure out the answer right now and remain open with positive and relaxed expectation. The clarity shall emerge spontaneously according to divine timing. So there are always times in life where we feel like we don't have the answer and we feel like unsettled that we don't know the answer yet. It feels like the pressure's on. But the best thing that you can do in these situations and circumstances is to get quiet, relax your nervous system, and to take the pressure off, because you will know when you're meant to know. And either you're overstimulated, so you're not connecting with your intuition, or you're just not quite supposed to know yet. Sometimes you think you found the answer, and then you get led in another direction to a different answer, and it's all part of the divine journey. So just trust it and know that you will have clarity at the exact moment that you are meant to. And something I like to say is, I already know the answer. I already know the answer. And then you're just walking the path until you meet that version of you that remembers. They already know the answer. Okay, so then you also got Lasya of Parvati. So this is the Sophia, and this is the Lasya of Parvati. This is from getting out of the frenzied motion of being in the rat race on the wheel, everyday life, thinking you have to go faster, thinking you have to do more, and coming back to the center of your spiritual strength and your feminine energy. This energy is an energy of slowing down. It's much like this. These cards are both saying that you are not going to find the answers that you need or get where you want to go by doing more and going faster. You need to slow down, enjoy life, tap back into the magical essence that is you, create a beautiful environment for yourself, tap into the ecstatic experience of being in this sensory human body, and see what comes from that space. It's this space where you're not doing things to get a result, but you're doing it for your own pleasure and for the experience itself. And that can sometimes be the most productive thing to do, because the right brain gets activated, all of your intuition can flood through. That's the space of the visionary, of the oracle, of the void space from which all creation is truly birthed. So I'm not even telling you what you're going to get out from entering back into that space and allowing yourself to, which is very counterintuitive to the way society works. You'll have to see for yourself, and also not be doing it for a result outside of enjoying yourself. Okay, so then you also have divine talents. You are awakening to talents that you've had from lifetimes beyond this one. And you might have already awoken to some of these. They're the things that come easier to you than they do to other people. And sometimes they're hard to notice because you think that if it's easy for you, it's easy for everyone. But you have things that are unique to you. And they might have to do with music. They might be things that you picked up from existing in Lemuria or on Sirius, and being connected to sound and the way that sound can heal and the way that sound can create and the way that sound can influence the subtle reality, which is the base reality of all existence. And it also may just be connected to creativity, to any sort of spiritual or creative talent that you might have. You're either coming across it very soon, or you already have, and you know that it's something your soul wants to express more, and it's something that your soul wants to put more time and energy and effort into refining it, increasing your embodiment of that talent in this lifetime, or you're at the point where you've done that already and it's time to start sharing it. And so the fish is all about creating some structure and goal, and it can be very helpful to align this with the moon cycle. So I feel like the message here is to whatever divine talents that are coming up for you as I'm speaking about this, things that you've been wanting to put time and conscious effort into, whatever stage you're at with it, start on the new moon and pick some sort of goal around it where you're giving yourself this time, you're giving this activity this time, this effort, and this attention. And pick some sort of goal that you're going to take with you from the new moon to the full moon, and work with that energy of the moon, the growing of this illumination of that celestial body, and have it be something that's totally about this innate soul talent that you have. And it's something that calls to you all the time, and that you'll feel so satisfied when you start to carve out space and time for it. So go through a moon cycle, dedicating that time and effort, see what happens, come back, comment on this video. And that is going to alleviate so much pressure that is coming from this Ten of Swords, because the Ten of Swords are basically like death by the mind, death by your own thoughts. But you have control of your mind, and one of the best ways to pull the plug, deactivate that mental torment, is to get into the body, experience beauty, get into that space of diving into your divine talents, the things that tug at your soul for a reason. And they will bring you bounty you never could have imagined for yourself. So that's your assignment. Love you so much. Shine on, starseed.